Modi ore te whānau, what's going on? No mai, hi to mai. You've made it back to another episode of the 99Dreams podcast, and today I've got a hell of a guest for you guys. We're going to bring on some whanaunga. She's got some connections here in Taranaki. Of course, we're always bringing in whānau from Taranaki maunga. So let me introduce to you everybody, Danni. What's good, Danni? How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Nah, I'm good. We're chilling. It's been a good year so far. How about you? You had a good year so far?
So far. What are we, 11 days in now?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
That's all good. Just keep building, make it bigger and make it better.
Okay.
But before we get into any further, can we get a bit of a kōwai nōwai, who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, sure. So I was born and pretty much raised until my high school years in Taranaki, well, South Taranaki, to be honest. Born in New Plymouth, but grew up in Patia and then moved to Hawera, like middle of primary school. And then we made the big move to Hamilton, which I get lots of crap for. And that was when I was just starting year 8. So it was quite a change coming from down there to like a big city. But and then currently living in Dunedin studying, which is cool. But yeah, it's a bit about me.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll peel a few more layers back and get to know a little bit more about Danni as the podcast goes on. But no surprises, we've got yet another student from Otago. But let's see, what are you studying down there, Danni?
So currently, my major is in health sciences, but Māori health, and my minor is in Pacific Health, which is really cool. And I'm hoping by the end of all of this that I will be a dentist. And I like to say it out loud and to people so that it's like I'm held accountable for it and like it's just something I really have to do because it's something I want. So, yeah.
Yeah. Surely once you become a dentist, we'll get you back on the show and then you can tell everyone that you did it, you made it.
Yeah, cool. And that they have to brush their teeth and all of that.
Yeah, understand it. Brush, floss twice a day. Don't forget to rinse with mouthwash.
Exactly. Sounds good.
So what does Māori Health and Pacific Health entail?
So I'm quite new to it because my first year was just mainly science-based, and I did a few Māori papers in my second semester. It's a lot of focus around the public health system. So, like obviously Māori and Pacific Health is probably at a low, and especially in comparison to just general like Kiwis, I guess, that are able to access healthcare and all of that. So it's just like a good way to look at the stats, look at how bad they actually are, and hopefully encourage people, my own people and Pacific people as well to, get in there, help themselves and help their, like the next generations as well. Because it is really, bad. And I'm currently in Northland because my parents live here. So it's crazy to see even the difference from, Hamilton, Dunedin and Northland, just how bad the healthcare is, or like how inaccessible it is to people.
Do you have any like understanding as to why that's happened, or is it just a thing that's just occurred?
There's a few things, I think. A lot of it comes down to, well, not a lot of it, but some of it definitely comes down to racism. I've actually spoken to many people, even just since living in Northland, that don't want to go to the dentist, don't want to go to the doctor because they feel that they're being judged like preemptively. So especially the dentist, I think, because, I don't know, like it's hard enough getting to the dentist as it is. It's expensive, we all eat pretty crap anyway, and so their teeth can be quite bad. And I think it's like half, embarrassment, half the prejudgment thing, and then also the cost. It's quite expensive, healthcare in New Zealand, so that would definitely make it harder, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Those are some intense barriers because, and oral health is such like a personal thing too.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be told that your breath stinks and you got like, rotten teeth and shit like that.
Yeah, and like everyone wants to be confident with their smile, it's like the center of your face. So it's hard.
Everyone wants that Chris Brown smile.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys ever like judge celebrities and like people by their like teeth and stuff like that? Are you like, oh man, this guy needs like those Invisaligns and shit like that?
I'm real bad. Like I will look at people and me personally, I don't really notice unless I've got really like white teeth or like really the opposite end. I probably won't like even think twice. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Probably there's like so many people out there probably that are like screaming to be helped in that area, but it's just so hard to get to, I think.
Yo, for sure. And you did touch on as well, like one of the biggest barriers to the dentist, other than that, the insecurity about your oral hygiene is the price.
Yeah.
Do you know why the price is so expensive? Is it because of the expertise of the practitioners, or is it just because it's a cool
Uh,
thing to do, is hike up the price?
Yeah, well, I think it's just because they can, because it's a private, sector of the healthcare system. So they just can, like, there's no government funding unless you're under 18. So why wouldn't they charge? Like, they've got that doctor title and they have the skills and people need it. So I think it's more of like a self, like it's for them. It's not for the people, which is the opposite of what I want to do. And like, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to make a living, but I feel like there's corners that people can cut, to make it a bit easier on certain people. I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely understand that. Like, is it a profession where the prices are for them to help break even, or are they well overpriced that they're making mad bank?
It's hard to say, and like I'm not a dentist, so I can't really like start exposing, because I don't know. But I personally, just from like things that I've seen and like things that I do know, because I do have friends that are dentists and like they do mention things. A lot of them are multi health based, like that's their goal. So it is like they do inform me a lot about how they cut prices and things. Like I've got two friends, these aren't the ones I'm talking about, but I do have two friends who work for Waikato Dental, and or Hiram runs it, and then my friend Terry works there. And like honestly, they're like my inspo because they not only work really, really hard, but they started uni at like a later age too, which is cool because like I'm older, and they just they are out to help the people. Like they do this day, I think it's once a year, it might be more, but where they just from a certain time to a certain time, it's just free. So like people can just go in. Obviously there'll be lines and there's waiting and stuff, and they probably try and see everyone but can't. But it's just so cool to see that kind of stuff because then people are more likely to head in and like get stuff done that they would never ever do. So yeah.
Do you think now, with like a lot of people being exposed for overpricing everything, like Mark Cuban has just brought out, like, well, not just brought, but a little while ago, he's brought his own pharmaceutical company, and they're selling it at 15% markup from retail price compared to other American pharmaceutical companies,
Yeah.
which are charging like $300-400 for 1 month's worth of medication, where he'll charge like $36 for 3 months worth of medication. Do you think there's going to be a time where they'll have premium dentists that charge the hundreds versus like community dentists that won't charge as much for general population?
Wait, sorry, Dawadi, it cut out.
That's all good. How much did you hear?
I heard you say something about premium dentists.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you think there will come a time when um, you'll have like new dentists coming through that will offer those services, like your friends, where they just open the clinics up for free, do checkouts for free, or like have a lot lower prices that make it more accessible to Maori and Pacifica?
Yeah, well, like hopefully, like honestly, if I had this goal before I actually knew what was, in the degree and all that kind of stuff. I have this goal to like do something about it because like the healthcare in New Zealand's a bit funny anyway, but dentistry, I don't know, it's just so expensive. Like even myself, I like half the time won't even go because I'm like, why would I want to pay $200 for a checkup and an X-ray of my mouth? Like it's just not something you want to spend your money on, especially with everything else being so expensive these days. Like a broccoli is $3.50, which stresses me out so much. But it just like I don't know. I hope the next generation of healthcare is, a lot more adaptable. And I'm not saying that the older generation are, but like I went to a chiropractor. Can I go into the story? This is another
Yeah.
healthcare story. I went to a chiropractor and like he literally he cracked my neck, he cracked the center of my back and did one that I've seen on TikTok that I've allowed my family to do. And I walked out paying $80. And like I felt mean for that, like I don't know, a couple of minutes. And then I was like, I'm back to normal. Like he actually did nothing. And I got no exercises to do at home, or like I didn't get any advice on what to do after, for aftercare. So I was just like, okay, so I just paid $80 for someone to literally like click my back. And like the neck one was really good, I must say. But like still, you're paying for this stuff and it's doing nothing. Whereas like a dentist is fixing a hole in your mouth that will stop an infection that leads to the gum that's irreversible. So I just don't understand why it can't be cheaper, like, or more funding from the government or something like that. So my goal one day would hopefully be to do something or join a team that can sort that out, because I think it's ridiculous personally.
It definitely needs to change. There has to be some shift in the system, whether it becomes more financial aid from the government or just people taking less money.
Yeah, and like if it is an expensive, like, because again, I don't actually know, I'm not a dentist, and if it is an expensive cost for a dentist to do these things, then the government should just step up. Like, I don't understand how we can have $20 GP appointments and it's like they do this, this, and this, but the dentist for a checkup, which is also sometimes 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, half an hour, is $200. So I think it is a government thing. But also, I don't know, I guess private clinics get to dictate how much they charge as well. So you never know.
Never know. We'll have to wait until you graduate and
yeah, and then I'll start charging.
Then we can find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your first million and then start reducing the cost.
Yeah, and then I'll start being a bit cheaper. See how we go.
So one thing I did want to know is like, where did that passion come from? Like, where did the desire to become a dentist? Where did that come from?
It's strange. So I used to love going to the dentist. I don't know why. I would always like be excited for my appointments. And then one day because I worked I didn't go straight to uni out of high school. I didn't actually want to go to uni at all. I thought high school was the worst time of my life. Like I hated it. Whole of year 13, I was wagging pretty much. But I just didn't want to go back into any sort of education. And then I was working at Specsavers for a couple of years, and like just the job I was doing, you can do a diploma to be qualified in it, and then you can like access, do more, higher pay, all that kind of stuff, and you can actually buy into Specsavers itself. So I was like, oh, cool, that's something I want to do, and then that will be my life kind of thing. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, I think I'm capable enough to do something more. So I was like, oh, I'll study optometry. Looked into going to Auckland and was going to do the first year there. And then I decided maybe I'll go to Otago, like I've never been to the South Island, I'll change it up. And then I applied and they were like, sweet, come. So I was like, cool. And next minute I'm in Otago, and after my first year, I was just like, oh, like I can't be bothered like thinking about going to Auckland. I loved Dunedin because I was like 22. And then, I just decided dentistry was me. And the scrubs really sold me, I must say. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to look so cute in those, and I can wear them for the rest of my life. It's like wearing pajamas.
Man, I hated always seeing them walking around uni in their scrubs. I'm like, bro, we get it. You guys do something cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's definitely like it must go to their head a little bit, because some of them are just strolling around too. I'm like, okay, but you can't be much worse than the med student, surely.
I don't know. You guys are up there.
Well, one day.
But I think at the top of like egotistical and cocky, it's got to be the law students.
Oh, for sure. Honestly, they're just the next level, I think.
Yeah. I feel like the forgotten ones are all the PE students. No one really knows we exist.
I was just gonna. You guys are just the humble ones. That's the difference. You don't want it. You don't care. About being noticed. Well, because you know. So it's fine. But yes.
I feel like we just went to university because that was the only degree that would take us.
Oh, surely not. And it takes you other places, like, I don't know. A few of my friends have done it now.
Where do they end up?
Well, you're here, so mostly doing masters, so that's cool to see, carry on.
Yeah. Now, most of my mates in PE became teachers. There's a select few that yeah, they're doing amazing things.
Yeah,
Hopefully, they change the youth, shape the youth,
yeah.
and make them run as many laps as I had to run in PE because I was a mouthy bastard.
Do the beep test a couple of times, set them straight.
Bro, I hate the beep test. That and the yo-yo test, they can both get fucked.
I've blocked it, like, mentally blocked it. I hated it, honestly.
I just love playing the sports and dodgeball. That was fun.
Yeah, that was always a good time. Anything like that in the gym was always good.
So you said you didn't really enjoy high school. What was that like for you then?
It was an interesting experience. So, like, I went to Sacred Heart in Hamilton. So it was an all-girls school and it was a Catholic school. And I went to Catholic school my whole life, so like that wasn't anything to me. But my family weren't super like religious or anything, so I literally kind of just knew the basics. I didn't really care. Um, so then anyway, year 9 was good, year 10 was good. Like I was trying really hard because I thought that's just what you did at school, and my parents would always encourage me to try really hard. And so that was cool. And then I don't know what happened. Year 11 hit, and NCA appeared, and I was like, oh, this is so stressful. And I honestly think the stress. I was like, why am I feeling these things when I don't even want to do, like go to uni? So who cares? And so then I just became really lazy and really rebellious. And honestly, my parents, if they were here, would be like, she was the devil, like reincarnated, because that's when you start drinking and stuff too, like year 11. And I was the oldest in my year. So it was like, and I don't know. And then year 13, like year 12 was okay. I kind of started trying again. And then by year 13, I'd given up. But I was determined not to drop out. So I went to school. And then in May of year 13, May of year 13, I turned 18 years old, and that was it. Because then I started going to town on Thursdays and going to school on Friday, and then I'd sleep in the common room all day. And then I got a job. And so I was like, oh, cool, I have a job. And I would literally email my dean off my mum's email once mum had gone to work. And I'd be like, hi, Danny's not coming into school today. She's sick. And then I would just go work instead and earn money. So I think earning the money, hating school, I just was like, nah, no uni for me.
It do be like that sometimes, though.
Yeah.
It do be like that. It's a whole cycle of growth, I reckon.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
go through high school, you come out and you're a whole different person.
Yeah. I was, oh God, looking back now, like I was such a little shit. But like I'm glad I have outgrown that, I'm a mature adult now, so
Are you sure?
well, I'm trying. This year is a new year, so we'll see.
Nah. Yeah, like you said, you were looking at Auckland, but then you decided with Otago because it was somewhere you had been before, like down the South Island. It's crazy that a lot of people pick that because that's an option.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been there, so let's go.
Yeah.
It's random.
So random. Honestly, I was so uneducated about the South Island that I literally thought Dunedin was above Christchurch. So when people are like, oh, I'm going up to Christchurch, I was like, what do you mean going up? Like, I was so confused. And then I realized, and I looked at a map and I was like, okay, cool. So Christchurch is 4 hours north. That makes sense. Yeah.
It's a mish.
It is, yes. But yeah.
But yeah, it's like university is a huge life choice and life decision.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just go to Otago because they're like, fuck it, I want a beer. And it seems cool.
Yeah.
Versus like what that actual paper is like based at that university,
Yeah, definitely. Like if anyone ever speaks to me about uni, like we have where I currently work for my parents, and they hire a lot of like high schoolers during the summer just to earn a bit of money. And like when I talk to them, I'm like make sure you know what you're getting into. And I always encourage them to do the gap year too, or a couple, because like it actually like definitely helped me just make better decisions. Like I probably would have studied business, nothing against business, but I probably would have studied like business or something, because like the thought of being a doctor was just so out of reach for me. So I was just like, oh yeah, yeah, but like taking the gap years and actually understanding, and like even like working at Specsavers, you know, I got a better understanding for what was actually involved, and so it was good for me, I think. So yeah, but I even like the foundation year, because I did the foundation year at Otago. Like that was the best thing I probably did for myself going down there, because it really does set you up, because it's hard. Like uni is very hard, and when people say like in their little graduation post like blood, sweat, and tears, I used to think, why were you like, what do you mean tears? Like why would you cry? But now I get it, because I used to cry all the time. And still probably will, because it's freaking hard, and like exams are so stressful. Assignments are stressful. Like, I'm not trying to put anyone off, but assignments stress me. You know, maybe I'm just a stressor. But you just have to be prepared, and you have to be organized. And if you're not naturally like super genius, then you've got to be a hard worker. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you've said there, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication, and if you're not super passionate about it, don't even bother.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if your parents want you to get a degree, don't bother doing it. If it's not in your heart to do it, don't do it. Go travel, go become a mechanic, go keep working at the supermarket if that's what you do and that's what
Totally.
you enjoy. Don't chase some bullshit dream for someone else.
No, and like you literally, like one thing I've actually learned being at uni, I lost one of my like good friends in first year who I was studying with, and it just made me realize like you literally get one life. Like why would you waste it on caring what other people think? Like even your parents, like obviously you want to make your family proud, and you want to like, you know, you don't want your parents to be annoyed with you or whatever, especially fresh out of high school. I get it, but like the older I get as well, the more I'm like, fuck everyone else. Like it's my life. Like if I take 20 years to become a dentist, then who cares? Because I'll still be a dentist. Like it doesn't matter. But yeah, and like one of my friends has been studying for, I want to say this will be his fourth year, and like we were talking last night or maybe the night before, and I was like, have you picked your papers yet for the year? And he was like, no, not yet. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, well like I think the cutoff's this date, so make sure you know you get onto it. And then he was like, I don't even know if I want to do it. And I was like, well, if you don't want to do it, don't. Like, no one's going to care. No one's going to think, oh, how dare he stop studying? Like, why does it affect anyone else's life? I just can never wrap my head around that. And I always find it so strange when people make other people feel bad for those choices.
And yeah, nah, straight up, it is crazy that some people think that they have the authority to tell you to go and study. And you know what, kids? I highly don't recommend this, but do it. If the people telling you to go and study, if they don't have a degree, tell them get fucked. Straight up. It's not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's
Yeah,
not worth the pain.
it's not. It's really
So Danny, what's in store for you in 2023? What's this year got planned? What do you have to do? What do you have to get finished?
Good question. Well, I want to become a routine girl. You know how like you see those TikToks of girls and they wake up and they go to the gym, have their coffee, and it's like 7 a.m. by the time they're done. That's going to be me. And I'm going to get through the year and hopefully just work on like my mental health as well, because that's a big one for me. That's probably my biggest goal of the year, just make it, you know, because the rest of my life will fall into place if I can sort that out. So yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's mean. I love that. So how do you think you're gonna be able to sort that out a little bit more? Like, what are some of the things that you're going to put in place to make sure that you're looking after your own mental health?
Yeah. So I think a lot of it comes back to even what we were just talking about before, like caring about what other people think. Like in our generation and the one below and like maybe the one above, like obviously social media is huge. So we care a lot about what everyone else thinks, and you know what we post and all that kind of stuff, which sucks, but I can see why, because there's so much like scrutiny and like judgment out there. I'm not surprised. But a lot of my like New Year's goals for my mental health is based on like not caring what people think, because like I said before, like you get one life. Why would I waste my time stressing about what a person I'm not going to see in next year thinks? You know, I just don't care. So I'm changing that. And to be honest, I'll probably still have moments throughout the year where I'm crying because I feel like someone's mad at me. But that's okay, because it'll be like, it won't be every month. It'll be like once every 3 months. But it's just a learning thing, I think. And as you get older, you care less anyway. So I think that's a good thing as well. But Yeah, and probably just spending more time like with my friends and family. I've got like nieces and nephews, and I've got a new niece who's going to be born by the end of the month. So I want to make more of an effort to come home and like spend time with them as well because they're growing up so fast. And obviously, I don't have kids of my own, so I just like love to be around them. And what else? And yeah, like I said before, like I want to get into routine and like actually stick to it. And I want to eat healthier, exercise, all that typical New Year's goal stuff. But I actually want to do it instead of just saying it and then waiting till December 31st next year or this year, sorry, and then being like, okay, we'll try again. Like I just want to do it. And like I've been seeing a lot of things where it's like, you know, you do have an off day or you have an off couple of days and you don't do anything. And like, who cares? Again, it comes back down to like who cares? It's in yourself. So if I have a day where I'm like, oh, I can't go to the gym today because I feel meh, then I'll just be like, cool, who cares? Day off. So it'll be good. Yeah. And I've been journaling. I know this sounds really cringe, but like I've been writing in a journal since the first of the month. And honestly, it helps so much because I have a lot on my mind all the time, as you can probably tell from the way I talk. But it's so good to write it all down, how you're feeling morning and night, sometimes if you want in the middle of the day, because it actually takes away so much of the like mess in there, and you just have so much more room for like normal thoughts and like just what you're doing, because I forget stuff all the time, and it's because I'm so consumed by a million other things. So it's nice to just be a bit more on track. It's good.
I rate that. That's on.
Yeah.
There's so many tips like the whānau at home listening or watching can take out of that. And for those that don't know Danni thinks everyone's mad at her on a regular occasion. She's like, are you mad at me?
Yeah.
Like,
I have to ask.
Like, bro.
Even though you've given me no indication that you're mad at me, you've been talking to me happy, smiling. I just have to check, you know, just for my own inner peace.
So you say that you use journaling as a way to help you ease a lot of what's going on in your mind. Are you able to like share with us what it is you journal? Not share the details of what you're journaling, but what are some of the things that you put down in the paper?
Yeah, so I start in the morning, like I'll wake up and my journal's really close to me. So what I do is I'll just grab it as soon as I wake up, and I just write down 3 goals for the day, and they can be tiny as well. Like they can just be like drink a bottle of water, go outside in the sun for an hour, anything like that, or even bigger ones if I feel like it. But so far, just little ones like that because I need to have a better water intake. And then, you can just change them up or even do the same one every day if it's making you feel good. But like that feeling of accomplishment when you've done those, like you come back at night time to write in your journal again, you've been like, oh, hey, I did this, this, and this today. It's just so like rewarding, even though it's tiny, but like for yourself. And then I write down 3 things I'm grateful for in the morning, because one of my really good friends told me to do that when I was quite low mentally. And he just said to me, like, if you start writing what you're grateful for, you'll realize, you know, how good life is. And I was like, okay, cool. So that's what I started doing. And it really does make you realize the good things in your life because you're grateful for them. And then and then at the end of the day, I'll just come back to my journal, look at my goals, whatever, and then I just start writing whatever happened in my day, or like the highlights of it, or even the really bad stuff for me that happened that day. But it's just nice to vent. Like I know it's to a book, but it's just nice to like have a conversation with yourself, kind of, and just like be like, hey, this happened, and just let it all out. And then it's just a really good way to offload without having to tell everyone or tell someone, sorry, everything you're feeling.
Yeah, I love that. So it's like just your little buddy, really.
It really is, yeah. And you can buy cute ones, so that's always a bonus.
Oh man. So the task accomplishment that you were talking about, how, you know, just even the smallest things helps you achieve bigger goals at the end of the day, reminds me of, have you read that book or heard that that speech that Navy SEAL guy gave when he talks about getting up at 4 a.m. and like the first thing you should do every day is make your bed, because by making your bed you've now accomplished something before your day's even begun?
Yeah.
Have you seen or read that book?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good book. And like task accomplishment is such an underrated aspect of life, I reckon. Just those mini wins help you achieve those bigger wins.
Totally. And like when you realize you're capable of doing the little things, it encourages you to do the bigger things. You're like, oh, well, if I can do three little things a day, like, of course you could set a bigger goal and accomplish it. And like you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. Like that's not even just a cliche saying. Like if you want something and you work hard enough, you'll get it. So yeah, I think little goals are a great way to start, especially for people that are mentally really low at any stage. But even if it's just like get out of bed, because like there have been times where I won't leave my room for a whole day because I'm just like, no, why would I want to go anywhere? But like getting up, having a shower, going out, getting a coffee, just little things make such a big difference.
Shit, yeah. It's all those little accumulation of points. Eventually, you'll reach whatever you want to reach in life.
So true.
Because, like you said, if you achieve small things, and then your mind starts to realize, wow, I could achieve anything I want to. All I've got to do is just make it happen.
Yeah. And like you can't just achieve big things because that's just not realistic. So you have to, do the small things to get the big things anyway half the time. So you might as well become really good at doing the small things and accomplishing those, and then you'll be even more of an expert when it comes to the big things.
Exactly. And that's why the day we're recording this, that's why I posted up that I finally reached 50 subscribers on YouTube. It was my goal I set out for last year.
That's so good.
So we finally made that. That's not big to many people, but hey, we're not.
No, that's huge though. Like, no, I was just gonna say like something you started like not that long ago, to be honest, in the big scheme of things, is like already growing, and it's so good to see. And like it's cool, like you said, like you brought up the PE degree thing and how like where are they now, but like they're doing cool things like this. Like it's so cool, and like everyone has a different path in life, and this is yours, obviously, at least for now, if you don't want to carry on one day, but like you've done it, and you can say you've done it and you've done well. So yeah.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I definitely wouldn't be here without a lot of the support of my PE peers and friends like yourself and everyone else that I call up on the show, because the show's nothing without all the guests coming on, because I'm pretty sure those 50 people get bored of listening to me blabber on for 20 episodes.
Nah, surely that's all they're there for.
I hardly doubt it, but hey, if they stick around long enough, we'll see the magic happen.
Yes, exactly. So true.
But you also touched on the three things that you're grateful for. How often did you say that you write down the three things that you're grateful for?
So I'll just do it in the morning. So that only started when I got the journal, and because I said I had like that really good friend that told me to do that and like honestly, I'd think in the morning like they'd tell me to do it, and then I'd do it, and I'd do it that one time, and then I'd never do it again unless I remembered randomly. So being able to write it down and then like be like, it just becomes a pattern. Like it's so good, and then you really just like honestly, like for example, I'll just give you an example of one of them. I spent the day with my dad the other day, and like obviously I live away from my parents, and like even when I come up to see them, like I'll spend time with them obviously, but it's kind of like as a whole. But me and my dad just went into town and like hung out, and it was so nice. Like I was like, why don't I just hang out with my dad more? Like this is so cool. And like we did lots of little things, and it was cool. And then I wrote the next day, like I was grateful that I got to like spend time with my dad, because like those are things I'll miss one day. And so like it's just it was cool.
I mean, that's those are the moments that you can't replace.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those I reckon those are the moments that are always overlooked. You're like, oh man, I've always got time to spend with my parents. They'll be around forever, but clock's ticking.
Yeah.
And no one lives forever.
Yeah, it is. No, and like anything can happen. Like you just never know. So, if you get the opportunity, take it, because life is short, like I said.
No, that's a mean thing to be grateful for. And I definitely think I'll start writing those things down, and maybe I'll track them every now and then, and maybe I'll post them on the stories. Depends. We'll see what.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe. I just got to figure out how to make it sort of engaging. Content creation is hard.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Like, honestly, you are so brave and so strong. Like, I can hardly work my phone, bro. Like, honestly.
Aren't all females like good at social media and shit?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, My sister and one of my really good friends edits any photo, like puts a filter on any photo I post, and like I upload it. That's probably the best I can do, uploading. Maybe post a story, but I'm not very, like, I love looking at other people's pictures and Instagram and stuff, but I'm shocking for myself.
It is a hard world, and you have to you got to be on point with those filters, the captions, the types
Yeah.
of photos you're taking too. You got to be consistent. It's a hard thing to follow.
It is. It really is. And like, it's actually crazy to me, like the feeling of validation when people like your photo and stuff. Like, it just cracks me up. I'm like, oh my God, I've got like 100 likes. So like yesterday I posted a story of the beach and like, I don't know, 10 people liked my story. And I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. But like, it's really not. Like, it's probably nothing to them.
Yeah, they probably just a tap on
But
their
it's
way
just funny
past.
how it makes you, yeah, accidental is thus skipping my story.
It is crazy the way that those endorphins that you do get when it's like notifications are dinging off on your phone. You're like, oh, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah. Honestly, and then like you check every single one. Like, you can't just leave your phone for like 10 minutes to like simmer. You have to, like, every time, if I ever post it, this is exposing myself now, but legit, if I ever post an Instagram picture, because it's very rare because I'm so bad at it, but I will have my phone next to me at any time I get a notification. I'm like, oh, look, who is it? Like, I can't help myself.
That's because you get that weird sense of
So bad.
validation, eh?
Yeah, it is. Like, honestly, obviously you're posting pictures of yourself generally, so I'm like, oh my God, they think I'm pretty, or like, it just like, ah. And in reality, I'm sitting there in like my pajamas with no makeup on and like, all that stuff. So it's just funny. Social media is fun.
It really is. It really is. It's a weird place. Like on
Yeah.
TikTok it's my worst performing platform at the moment. There's this one video I just was like, I put everything that goes on Instagram and YouTube goes on TikTok as well. And so like I was just on there
Yeah.
messing around with a filter. It was like a FIFA Ultimate Team one, and it come out with it like, I don't know. I don't even play FIFA that much. I don't play Ultimate Team, and I got like it must have been a cool card because like I got a few likes on there. It's the most viewed video, and it's only got like 200 something views on TikTok. It's my most liked video, most liked and viewed video on TikTok, and I didn't even put any effort into it. Whereas all the ones that I put out on TikTok, normally I put in so much effort, and they don't even scratch the surface. So I'm like, you are weird. Whatever you people are liking,
it's strange, eh? I know, it's so strange. But then, honestly, like, I find myself watching the strangest stuff, and I'm like, and then I'll skip all the meaningful things, Like, I'm like, I'll see all this like advice, skip, and then I'll see a video of a chiropractor cracking this lady's neck, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Watch it later. So it's strange. It's a really weird world.
Yeah, all you need is to like just have a cool dance and one of the trending songs, and you're away.
Yeah, definitely. And the right upload time, I think, is important because, then it appears on everyone's For You page and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is key. Also, another thing they say is to pump out at least 3 pieces of content every day. That's too much right now. That's a lot of content. I don't have that much content.
All that much time. Like, who has that much time?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'll be having to record a podcast bloody every hour of the day and then flip that podcast straight up into content and just pump that out. It's too much. It's unrealistic, Gary.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It is. It's very unrealistic.
So you've got no aspirations to become a content creator on social media? You don't want to blow up like the Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio?
Well, for a start, I can't dance for shit. But also, when I was like younger, I used to be like obsessed with makeup. Like, I'm talking 17, 18. And then I went to America when I was 18. Oh, yeah, 18. And I bought all this makeup. And like, it was, because YouTube was really big then. And like beauty gurus and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, this is going to be my job. Well, all this makeup, like, I'm pretty sure I didn't buy anything else. Like, obviously food, but that's probably it. And honestly, I came back to New Zealand, like, probably did my makeup 5 times with that makeup. And then, unless I was going out. And then that was it. And I was like, well, okay, firstly, I personally, especially back then, did not have the confidence for that anyway. So I don't know. But yeah, no goals for that for me. I enjoy watching like your stuff and like other people's stuff, but it's just not really where I see myself going in life.
Man, you shouldn't have given up on that dream when you went to America. You should have come back. You did it. You could have been one of the biggest New Zealand content creators. I don't like calling them influencers.
No, I would have been one of those ones that, those ones that like upload all the time and like they get 3 likes. Nothing against them, but that would have been me. And I would have thought I was really cool. And then I wouldn't have had a job. And it just wouldn't have worked out.
Well, not with that attitude. You could have made it happen.
Yeah, me trying to inspire everyone, like you can do anything you put your mind to, and then like telling myself I can't do it.
You never know. It could be you could be the next biggest content creating dentist.
Maybe, yeah. As TikTok's still around, when I eventually graduate, because I'll be like 50 at this rate, I will start putting educational videos out, and hopefully they just take off. Then I can just be a bit of both, live both my dreams out.
True. You could even film TikToks this year and put up like mini vlogs of just how your day goes studying and shit.
That is true, but I just don't. Again, like it comes down to like for me, like I have to block every single person I know if I was to do that, so they could never find me until I was big. Because I don't know. And see, that goes back to caring what people think. Why do I care? Actually, no, you're right, Aldi. It's time to not care.
Yeah, 100%. That's how this started. I was like, man, fuck. I don't want to promote it on my own socials yet, which is why I really haven't pumped it that hard on my own personal stuff. But like, I wanted to have at least a little bit of content before some of my friends come looking through. Because if you only got one video, then they just got to judge you off one video. But if you got at least 2 or 3, then they go, oh, yeah, this isn't too bad or a bit weird, but I'll see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. And like honestly, I love watching your thing, and I like I have a short attention span, so when you upload the little snippets, that's even better for me because like I'm like cool, and I just think it's so cool. And like you probably feel in yourself that your confidence has grown since starting this, right? So like, and I don't know, like I think these things that like what you're doing kind of like mold you into the people that you are. So like you were obviously a great guy to start with, otherwise I wouldn't be here and I probably wouldn't be your friend. But it's cool to see even how much you've like grown, and like from when I first met you to now, like it's really cool.
No, thank you. It means a lot. It's definitely a fun journey, and like I love this opportunity I get to have to sit down with my friends and make these connections and talk a little bit more than what we normally would. You can't really talk like this on a Saturday night in the middle of Vault 21. It's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And everyone's a bit too hungover on Sundays to give a fuck.
Yeah, and I think anytime you and I hung out, like really, was us, either you were taking the piss out of me or we were just laughing at, other people being silly. So it was just like always that. Like it was never like actual genuine combos like this, which is cool. Like it's cool to have both.
Yeah, it's got to have that balance. That's what a good friendship is.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And the laughing at the other people is most likely just laughing at Tawanui. Let's not lie.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. It was always our.
Love that guy. I need to get him on the show at some point.
You so do. He would be hilarious.
Nah, it'll be crazy though. I'm not too sure how it would work. He's a bit unpredictable.
He is so unpredictable. You'd have to like censor so much.
Yeah, 100%. So what's been one of your most memorable moments at university so far? Like what's been a standout moment for you?
Good question. What has been a standout moment for me? Actually, I know what it is. So obviously I come from a half white, half Māori background, and growing up I was in a predominantly white environment. Like I lived in Pattaya and I lived in South Taranaki, but even though it was like there were a lot of Māori people around, I still grew up very, I don't know if this sounds wrong, but I grew up really white. Like I was ultimate basic white girl, which is fine. I don't mind that. And sometimes I still am. But I didn't really have much to do with like the Māori side of myself. And like, I didn't even think about it. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, what am I missing out on? It was just kind of, it just wasn't a thing. And so my mum's Māori and my like nan, and like I grew up going to maraes and stuff like that, but I didn't understand anything. And it got like, it was so bad that when I first moved down to Dunedin, I lived with two friends who are both doctors now, and like they were fully invested in like Māori, you know, life and like um learning te reo and stuff like that. And I couldn't even say kia ora to them because I was so embarrassed of how it would sound, because like I just hadn't grown up with it. And I was just like, yeah, like they would like, I'll give you $5 to say kia ora. And I was like, I can't, like I just can't do it, because I was again so scared what they would think. And it just sucked. And so I actually have a lot of like gratefulness, I guess, towards those two, because they really did encourage me. And they're like, look, like, you know, obviously I'm Māori and I come from, you know, like my ancestors, all that kind of stuff. And I deserve to, like, because I'm on the Māori pathway. So, like, I deserve to go through the Māori pathway because that's, you know, it's me.
Yeah.
And they never made me feel bad about it. But I was just like, and myself, I was like, do I deserve it? Because I can't even say kia ora. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like I wanted to learn, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be better than this. So that's my standout moment, like becoming more comfortable with who I am and becoming more familiar and comfortable with my culture, because now I'm like an advocate. Like if I hear anyone say anything racist, bro, like I am on them like straight away. The comments on like NZ Herald like drive me fucking crazy. Honestly, I get so wound up. Like so wound up. And like I'll just say it now. Like if I hear someone say something, I'm like, fuck up. Like, sorry, am I allowed
Yes.
to on here? Okay. Or I'll just be like, what? Or I'll call them out straight away. I'll be like, why? Why? Because I want to know what their reasoning is, even though I know it's, if you're racist, your reasoning's shit. But like, I want to know what you think. Like honestly, it drives me nuts. And now like I did a conversational Māori paper last year, and like I was learning more, and like I find myself like, if I don't know a word, I'll search it. But I'm definitely becoming more comfortable with even like speaking, or like obviously not fluent at all or anywhere near, but like I want to be one day. And like even just learning the small bits that I have just makes me feel so good as well, and like makes me feel more connected. So it's nuts. That's my standout moment, like becoming more comfortable with my culture and who I am.
Mean. That's what it's all about, really. Is
it is
learning more about your own identity and being proud of both sides, you know, both our Pākehā and our Māori sides.
Definitely. Yeah.
We're stronger when we combine the two.
Yeah, we are. And like when you can understand both sides, it's really like, it is a good way to be, because like you can educate people on both sides as well. Well, you know, like to an extent. You can never change anyone. Well, you can change, sorry, that's wrong. You can change people's minds, but it is, you know, if they've grown up thinking one thing, it's quite difficult. And like it's fair if they've been, you know, brought up a certain way, then that's just what it is. And like you can try your hardest, but sometimes it's a brick wall, you know, you're not going to get through. So it is, but you're so right about the two cultures. Like I'm so proud of both, you know, cultures and where I come from, like my dad and my mum, and like I rep both, obviously. But it's just cool when you start to learn more about one side that you didn't know before.
Hard, and it's such a privilege too that you're able to rediscover who you are, because you see some people out there that were in that position, you know, that you come through, that just don't want to offend anyone by saying anything incorrectly. You just don't have the confidence within yourself to be as proud as you are to be Māori. And no, you're out here killing it. You're changing the game. There's no better time to reclaim who you are and your identity than the present. So you're doing amazing.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get better from here.
Thanks, man. Yes, exactly. Only up. Exactly. So. Yes.
So how was your conversational te reo paper last year? How did you find that?
It was cool. It was my favourite paper. So it was interesting, obviously, because I am a little bit more passionate now about wanting to learn the language and everything. It's helpful, but it was just, it was cool. Like it's really interesting, and like it's, I don't know, like words, it's cool how you can retain things. Like people will, because I'm in Matodi Bay at the moment, and like it's very, like the iwi is very involved with like the campground that my parents manage. So it's cool because I hear a lot of like te reo and stuff being spoken, and I'm like, I can hear bits and pieces of that and actually understand it. Like, it's cool. It's actually like really rewarding. So that paper is really good, and I would encourage anyone to do that, especially if you're wanting to learn, because it's really helpful.
Hard, and I reckon that's the most rewarding part of learning te reo, is when, like, obviously you can't pick up the whole conversation, but you're picking pieces out of it, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the gist of what they're saying. Cool, it's on. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard, and you're like, yes, like that's not only have I learned something, but and I can like use it in everyday life, like by here, and like obviously I'm eavesdropping, but like it's cool that like it just makes you feel good. It's another one of those like validation things. Like, you're just like, cool, like not only did I learn that, but like that's part of who I am, and it just makes you feel good. I like it.
Hard, and it's the reclamation of our ancestors. Just because our parents or grandparents didn't have the opportunity doesn't mean that we shouldn't take any opportunities to reclaim what is rightfully ours, which is our language, our culture, and our tikanga.
Exactly. And that's one thing I love about our generation and the ones below, is that we aren't afraid to kind of stand up and say, this is wrong, or like, this, whatever happened in the past isn't okay. Like, obviously it happened, can't change it, but we want to change what it is now. And I love that. And like, we're not afraid to kind of just be like, nah, that's the past. It's like, we're a new age now, so we're going to start again. And I think that's cool.
Hard, and there's so many opportunities out there, whānau. If you're unsure and you want to, just look online, find online te reo classes. You can get Scotty Morrison's Māori Made Easy books or audio books. They're great as well. But there's so many opportunities out there, whānau. They're just waiting for you to take them. And teachers, if you're a teacher and you want to learn te reo Māori, they have Te Ahu o Te Reo, which is a Ministry of Education run program. Your teachers get paid $500 to the school per teacher. So get in, check it out.
That's cool. Really cool.
Where do you think you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because how long is it going to take you to get through this?
This question. Yeah, like 5 years. This question stresses me out. So hopefully on the right track uni-wise, like, not repeating or all that kind of stuff. This is a hard one because, like, ideally I would, because I'm 26, so I'm kind of getting to that age. And like I've always said since I started uni, well, to be fair, I didn't really want kids a little while ago, but I really want like a kid. This sounds so stupid. Okay, I want a child because I want to be a mum, and like I don't want to be too old. Not that there's any wrong time to have a child, but like just personally for me, I would like to. This is a ramble, but so that's one thing. But ideally, in 5 years, if I'm not a mum, then I don't know what's happened. Who knows? But I want to be on the right track with uni. I want to come back to this video in 5 years and be like, hey, I've been in a routine for 5 years. I might change it up every now and then, but I'm still a routine girl. And what else do I want? And I just want some really solid, I want that solid foundation of friendships. Like, you don't have to have heaps of friends. I just want lots of good ones. Like a small group of good ones. But yeah, that's probably all I can see for now. What about yourself?
That's dope. Me? The next 5 years? Shit. Great question. I hate when people flip it on me. Hey, this is my show. I do the questions.
Yeah, I'm the host now, so.
Everyone wants to be a damn host on this show. I love it. 5 years. 5 years. I would have loved to have established this platform. Hopefully it's still running in 5 years' time. Hopefully I've got an editor by then. If I'm being honest, like, this is a lot of work. If I've got an editor, I will be stoked. So maybe just having an editor, that would mean that this is still going and this is still a thing. I'd hope to actually have the 99 Dreams clothing line established by then. We've got hoodies coming out, and
That's cool.
by the time this episode releases, they should be out by now, or at least in the next couple of weeks.
Very cool.
So hopefully have that established. Yeah, we've got. I might as well say it because fuck it, why not? We've got conceptualized. We've got hoodies releasing. That's going to be the first thing. But then
Cool.
once the if and when the hoodies sell, we'll be releasing the 99 Nightmares collection, which will be all our printed hoodies and t-shirts. So the 99 Dreams collection will just be kind of like a clean hoodie with just the logo and a whakatoki, and then the 99 Nightmares will just be the more artistic stuff, the printed stuff that gets put
That's
on
really
clothes.
cool.
So that's what I'm hoping in the next 5 is to have that established, and to still have this platform here, and hopefully it's still growing and it still provides worth to some people.
That sounds very cool. I like those goals.
Thank you. I was supposed to make a vlog out of it, actually. Maybe I will. We'll see. I need to create more content.
I love me a vlog.
I've been trying to cut them down after you said you I was like 5 minutes. You're like, nah, it's got to be more like a minute. I'm like, shit, I can't do a minute, but I've got it down
I don't
to
know
like
what
three,
it,
3.5.
No, that's good. Three's good because it's like enough of your day, but it's not like too much of your day. Not that I don't want to see your date, Awadi. It's just like again back to the short attention span.
No, well, the latest.
It's just
one,
I can't watch anything longer than.
Yeah, fair. The latest one is me at the Sky Tower. That was my most recent film vlog.
Yeah.
That was just a quick day trip. It was fun.
Cute.
Oh damn! Now because you asked me what my 5-year plan was, I was like, I had some questions ready to ask you about yours. Dang it!
Sorry, put you off.
We'll move on to the next. It's all good. It's all good. That's
Cool.
just how the show rolls. We've got this thing on the show called the Dream Deposit Box. Now,
Yes.
on the box, it says, always remember when they doubted you. It's a Trae Young sneaker box, giving Adidas so much free airtime right now with these sneakers. But in here is the dreams that every one of my guests have come on the show and deposited over their time here. We're getting close to get like 30 or 40 in here. So what is a dream of yours that you'd like to achieve? And for more preface, is on the back wall behind me, every time someone achieves a dream, we're going to put this little post-it note up there with either, a memento, a photograph, an article of them achieving those dreams.
That's cool. I have a couple of dreams, but I think the one that will happen first will be graduating. Like that is a dream of mine, and to walk down the street of Dunedin with my family and like maybe friends and just feel that accomplishment. I can't wait to feel done with uni and just like ready to start that next chapter of my life. So I think that's probably the dream that's most attainable and probably going to happen first.
Mean. All right, well, you'll have to send us a photo and then I can put that up there. That might be one of the... When are you supposed to graduate? How long is it going to take?
Good question. Let's not put a date on it just in case.
No, but just give me a rough timeline. I'm trying to figure out who's closest. I'm the furthest from getting up there.
Why, what's your dream? Wait, okay, 5 years, I think. But what's your dream? I do want to know.
Well, one of them is to own a McLaren, and that's like $370,000.
Nice. Yeah, spare change.
Well,
if you have that car before I graduate, oh, that's very cool. Wait, how long do you have of your thesis to go?
Oh, we don't talk about that. We just move on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. It's just like a personal question.
I'm kidding. I've got a while, but not a while. I'm like stuck in limbo. I started doing this instead of doing my thesis, so I'm a bit
Yeah.
behind.
Fair. It's all right.
We'll get there. Did you have another dream that you want to achieve
Yeah.
that's outside of graduation? We can put that in as well.
Yes. So like, okay, cool. Let's put that up, but it might be a good while. So my biggest dream is to own my own clinic. So I want to be able to, open up somewhere. I'm probably realistically and ideally going to base myself back in Taranaki. If I could be in South Taranaki, that would be amazing because that's where, I grew up and everything. And like, I kind of know the communities down there and what's going on. So that would be cool. But if I ended up, say, in New Plymouth or something, I would be quite happy with that too because it's a beautiful place. But yeah, I just want to open a clinic and I just want to, give back to where I came from. That will be the most like fulfilling, satisfying feeling I'll ever get if I can sit in a dentist chair, well, the chair that the dentist sits on, and start treating someone in the place I grew up. That will mean heaps to me.
Hard. That's on. I love that. I love that. It's, you want to come back and give back to the community here in Taranaki. I'm biased. I always got love for Taranaki. Doesn't matter whether it's North or South Taranaki. I got love for all Taranaki and our people here.
Same.
We are. I don't even know what we are, but we are gangster. We are amazing. We're the best place to be. That's why we are the center of the universe.
I think so too. I fully agree with everything you're saying, and no one can convince me otherwise. So.
Yeah. No, that's on. That's on. And trust me, when it comes to graduation, it's a feeling like no other. Like just that sense of accomplishment, like you said. But to be honest, my favorite part of graduating was Māori grad. That's the best part of it. So when you get to experience that, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I can't even like. I've thought about it obviously, but like I can't imagine what I've not experienced. And like I've been to multi-graduation before, and like I was the whole time just sitting there being like, I cannot wait until this is me. Like I've even said to people, oh, I don't really care about the other one because like the multi one means so much to me. Like I want to, well, yeah, I don't know why it does, and like I just can't wait. And my mum has claimed since I started uni, so 2019, that she's got a quarter Y on the way because like my family don't have one. My uncle went to uni, and I think a couple of my cousins, but like in my immediate family, I'm the first one to go. But yeah, mum's been talking about a quarter Y for years now, so yet to see that begin. But we'll hopefully by the time I graduate, it exists.
Yeah. Still there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you back.
Sorry.
That's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Just cut out a little bit there at the end. It's probably recorded on your end, but might not on mine.
Okay, cool. Cool.
But that's all good. It's perfect time to segue into another one of our little segments that we do here on the podcast, and that is if you were able to have, let's go with 21-year-old Danni. If you were able to sit down next to 21-year-old Danni, and if you got the opportunity to tell her one thing or give her one piece of advice, what would that advice be?
That is a really good question and a very deep question, I feel.
Yeah.
But I think I would tell her that there's going to be some really hard times and it really does get better. Like, there's going to be times where you think there is no out, like nothing's going to be able to fix the issue or how you feel, but it really, really does get better. And like, you can do things for yourself that kind of, I don't know, that will help. And there are ways to, there's no shame in asking for help and things like that. But yeah, that's probably it. I think I would just make sure that I knew that life is hard because it is.
Yeah.
But there are so many good things in it that should just keep you going. So yeah.
Love that. I rate that. That's such a beautiful sentiment. Like, life is tough, but you just got to keep going, push through, get over it.
Yeah, as much as you can, yeah.
What's been one of those moments where you've like, fuck, life is tough, but I got to get over it?
Where should I start? Just kidding.
How long do we have?
I don't know. Yeah, so do you want to start like a new podcast? No, I don't know. Like, I've had plenty. Trust me, I'm like ultimate sad girl. But I don't know. I think a lot of my time in Dunedin has been kind of sad, and that's because I've been through a few things down there, which like it's just unfortunate. It's not Dunedin, but so like I don't know. I've had family pass away. I've had friends pass away. I've gone through breakups. Like it's just been a lot of sad times. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a particular time where I can think of that's really, really significant because they all have their own kind of significance, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. And everything is a lesson in its own different way.
Yeah, 100%. And like I've made bad choices, trust me. Like sometimes I do things and I'm just like, what was I thinking? Or like, why did I ever think that was a good idea? But then, I don't know, like you just learn. All you can do is learn and be better.
So it looks like an exciting 2023 for you. And you've got a few goals that you want to achieve over the next coming years, which is going to be hella fun. Definitely looking forward to seeing the journey play out for you. So as we start winding up the episode here, is there anything that you're up to, anything that you want the people to know that you're doing, or where can they find you if they want to reach out?
Promo. I don't know. If you want to find me, I'm on Instagram. I think my what is it called? Handle is just at Danni Douglas. I'm pretty sure.
I'll link
yeah,
that down below.
thanks. Cool. Okay. But yeah. So, what was the other part of the question?
Do you have anything going on? Like, is there anything cool you got going on that you're up to over the summer?
So no, well, it's kind of cool. I'm working, but I'm at the beach working, so it's like half and half. Well, earning money, but I don't get to go swimming every day, so that's lame. But I'm on days off at the moment, so I'm taking advantage. Although the weather's been so crappy up here, I don't know how it's been in New Plymouth, but it's been so bad.
Yeah, more or less the same with it.
Yeah.
Rain and mad winds.
Yeah, it's pretty rip off to be honest, but all good. Can't have it all.
It's the worst.
It is.
Wish we could.
I know.
No. Kara?
What else? Nah, just waiting for my niece to be born, to be honest. That's kind of it. But I'm heading back to Dunedin at the start of February. So, yeah, that'll be cool. Get back down there and start my life again, It's kind of weird because you go from like one life to another life. It's so funny. And then, like, you're the same person, but you just live two completely different lives, I feel. Like, I don't drink every weekend here, and my family's not in Dunedin, so yeah.
No, it really is like that. Like, even I found that, like, even when I went back for a few trips last year, there's just a different vibe being in Dunedin. It's
Yeah.
it's not the same when you come back home.
No, it's like it's like a culture in itself down here, eh? Like there's a certain type of person and like expectation, and like you just kind of fall into it. It's funny.
Yeah. And hey, make the most of it while you're down there, because when you come up back to Taranaki, it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean the clubs in New Plymouth go off, don't they? Same as Bolt. So
Nah.
no, but yeah, no, I'm excited to get back there, but I will enjoy Dunedin while I can. I'll take it. I don't want to take it for granted. So yeah.
Nah, that's me. And I want to give a huge shout out to you. Thank you so much, Danni, for jumping on the show and spending some time with us and letting us get to know you a little bit more. You've definitely dropped a lot of wisdom on everyone today. It's super grateful for it. It's been a great chat. I've loved it.
No, same. It's been so cool. And thank you for having me and dealing with my pre-podcast nerves because there were a lot of them. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been nice to, like you said, like get to know. I know you, but like just talk to you on a different level. It's really cool.
Yeah, like that's what I love is we get to peel back some layers
Yeah,
and go beyond the superficial shit that we normally talk about.
cut
So
up.
it's great. I love it. And yeah, it's been so amazing talking to you.
Yeah, same.
Awesome, Fano. And if you're still listening, thank you so much for sticking through. It's been a great episode. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I don't know why Danny was so nervous. There's been nothing I've been worried about. She done great.
Thanks.
So, thanks everyone for listening. This is the 99 Dreams podcast. I've been Audi. Our guest is Danny. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone, and Modi Order.